Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things short-term rentals. Today's topic is very near and dear to my heart, both as a host and a guest. So we're going to be discussing what I've learned with more than a decade as a guest on Airbnb and VRBO, and the biggest takeaways that I've directly applied to my own short-term rental to make it as successful as it is now. And for context, I'm now a Superhost, as I have been for the last year and several months, as well as a premier host on VRBO. So the guest experience is very important to me, and hopefully it's important to you as well, and that's why you're here. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, invest in the bed. Okay, so my motto with beds are that they should be, hence this is why we're starting here, they should be big, they should be cozy, they should have good pillows, cooling sheets, nice warm blankets, so that no matter the season, the comfort is still completely accessible to the guest. I personally don't like, cheap sheets that are scratchy or quilts that don't give me enough warmth at night. I am a person that oscillates at times between being hot and cold, as we all do. And I like to be comfortable, and I like lots of pillows because I sleep with two, and then I use another one for my knees because I don't like when they touch. So I directly take that from my experience in staying in Airbnbs with very poor beds, with low quality sheets, low quality cheap pillows and blankets, versus those that I've stayed at that felt very luxurious. It felt like I was staying at a 5-star hotel. So invest in your bed. Get a quality mattress, soft sheets, cooling sheets I highly recommend because they'll kind of oscillate based on the season. So they'll be cooling when it's hot out and they'll be warm when it's cold out. Extra blankets, cozy pillows and comforters and throw blankets and kind of all of that stuff. The motto here for me is bedtime should feel like a warm hug. It shouldn't feel like a college dorm. So that's my number one. And I should also mention we have two beds in our Airbnb. One is a pull-out couch, and pull-out couches are notoriously not as comfortable. To compensate for that, because our upstairs bed is very cozy, it's very plush, the mattress is amazing, we have a topper, we did all the things for the upstairs one, but you're kind of limited when you have a pull-out bed. And we do have guests that frequently use that. I want to say 75% of our guests use the pull-out bed, which I prepare in advance for them. And so I got a nice thick topper for that. And then all of the other elements apply. Nice pillows, cozy, warm blanket, awesome sheets, same deal. So that's my number one, invest in the bed. And if I could do anything different now, I would have got a king bed for the upstairs. People love king beds, they filter for king beds. So if I did it again, I would have gone that route. Not gonna change anything now because we have like a really cool mauve velvet queen bed upstairs that goes with our Barbie aesthetic. But yeah, if I had some better foresight, I would have went with a king bed. So if you're on the verge, queen or king, go king, if you have the space. Okay, number two, stock the house like someone's actually living there. My pet peeve when I've traveled to Airbnbs in the past as a guest myself is going to the grocery store, coming to the Airbnb, especially if it's like maybe you were on a long, road trip, or you flew to the town to be there, and there's nothing for cooking. Like, I don't want to buy my own spices when I'm only in a place for a few days. I can't take those back with me, or my own olive oil. I don't necessarily want to bring my own shampoo, conditioner. I certainly don't want to be stocking toilet paper. So my motto is to stock the place exactly as you would want to stock it or have it stocked if you were visiting there. So in ours, we have a multitude of spices. Of course, we have the classic salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes. We have turmeric, Italian seasoning, and some other stuff. We have vinegar and olive oil, which obviously dual purpose, can be used as a salad dressing, but it can just the olive oil for cooking. And then in the fridge, we have all the condiments. We have mayo, mustard, ketchup. We have creamers for coffee and some dressing, and I don't know what else. But yeah, so the fridge is stocked with those kinds of necessities. We also have a water filter in the fridge so that people don't have to buy water while they're staying with us. And then for the bathroom, we have full-size refillable, just like, a lot of hotels, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and they're high quality. We use like a Vino body wash, sensitive skin, so it's not just cheapy stuff that we put in there. We stock the crap out of toilet paper, no pun intended. But yeah, we make sure there's enough for the whole roll, and I really pay attention to the guests. Is it, for example, if they add the guests in and I'm able to see the names, is it for women? Because if it's for women, girls, like, we use more toilet paper. So I try to be really cognizant of that, making sure that, someone's not mid restroom break and realizing, uh-oh, we're out of toilet paper. Yikes. And then I have feminine products as well. So we have tampons, pads, cotton swabs, ponytails, so all the goodies, in addition to like pumpable hand soap that I make sure is always full. And then in the kitchen, paper towels, a fresh sponge for every guest, which is wrapped in plastic so they know that it's fresh. And guys and gals, trash bags. What is worse when you're at an Airbnb than having one trash bag when you're staying there for like a few days? And maybe it's just you, maybe you have a whole slew of other guests with you, how quickly that trash fills up. And if there are no other bags, what are they supposed to do? They're just gonna get creative and throw it in like, grocery bags, which is fine, or in the trash can itself with no bag in there. Make life easier for yourself and more luxurious for your guests, and stock the house properly. I also have extra hand towels, sheets, all of that in the upstairs closet. And I do not lock up my cleaning supplies. So if someone has an accident, they spill something, they're able to clean up after themselves. We have a hot tub on site, the testing strips, the chlorine, the pH, the alkalinity, everything needed to balance the hot tub, especially if someone's gonna be there for a week, is accessible, because I want everything to be a good experience. I want it to be a safe experience and not feel like a hassle to the guests. My third one is I give guests an 11 a.m. checkout. And listen, I don't block time off between guests, and it's happened many times that I've had a same day switch. I get that it's stressful if, check-ins at 4, checkouts at 11, you've got laundry to do, you've got to scrub that bathroom, treat the hot tub, sweep the floors, mop the floors. You're doing all the things to flip and make everything perfect for the next guest. I know that because I live it, I breathe it, I do it. All that to say, 10 a.m. checkout sucks. Like, it's stressful, you can't really sleep in, you can be kind of frantic, especially if you are like me and you have kids. So it's not like you're just traveling by yourself. Everything feels really rushed. I also find the extra hour does wonders in people leaving the house in good condition. They have more time to pick up and they don't feel rushed. So they're more apt to, tie their trash up, put their towels in a pile, kind of like all those things, or clean up their dishes. And that has been just an awesome bonus. So it's been truly a win-win 99% of the time for both of us. There are those times where people check out a little late. That's definitely frustrating, especially because it's a later checkout And because windows can be very tight, and when I have a same day checkout, check-in, it does stress me out because every minute counts, but it's few and far between. So I do recommend 11 a.m. checkout. All right, next tip, create a welcome that feels personal. I remember this one Airbnb I stayed at, they left me a handwritten note with my name and just welcoming me to the home. And that left such an impression on me. I thought, wow, this person actually took the time to really learn my name, not just via automated messages, and write me a note welcoming me to their home. That's very special. And I remembered that feeling, and I liked it. And also welcome baskets, snacks on the table, to make it a little easier and more fun, right? So maybe you have a guest that's checking in after traveling all day and they haven't gone to the grocery store, they're not gonna have time. Well, if you have snacks prepared for them, at least it gives them something to eat in the meantime. In addition to my greeting card, where I welcome them to the Barbie house, mention anything special that they're there for. Maybe it's a conference, maybe it's a birthday, an anniversary. I really do personalize it. I also made the cards from a piece of art I had commissioned for the Barbie house. So they're prints of something they'll find within the Barbie house, which I think is really cool. And then the snacks are curated by the guest. So before people check in, about 48 hours or longer before their reservation begins, I will reach out to them and ask them what some of their favorite snacks are. And I will go to the store and I will stock those snacks in the welcome basket with that letter. And the reason I do that is because I'm not guessing about what they like or don't like, what they can or can't eat. It's very much tailored to the individual, which is just such a nice thing to walk into, and it elevates the experience so much. But also I just genuinely love doing it. I find it very rewarding to give back in that way. And my last tip, which might sound a little controversial, but I think is probably one of the most important, is no house chores. I can't stand when I go to an Airbnb or VRBO and I pay a cleaning fee and then there's a long list of chores at the end for checkout. It's so stressful, like double checking, did I do it? Did I do X, Y, and Z? Load the dishes, start the dishwasher, put the towels in the wash, start the washer, strip the beds, tie up the trash, take it out to the trash. No. That's why I paid a cleaning fee, okay? That's not so I can clean your home. I'm not here to clean up after myself in that way, right? Like, you still should be taking care of someone's home, being very respectful, putting things away, but you don't need to be doing laundry, doing dishes, taking the trash out, stripping the beds, unless you want to. Some people genuinely like doing that, and that's perfectly fine. Right? Almost everyone, with the exception of one reservation, which was a bit of a nightmare, almost everyone, they leave the home beautiful, and there's always going to be a cleanup, right? Like, that's why there's a fee that you pay for, and that's why I do it and you don't. So those are the things that I have learned as a guest on Airbnb and VRBO and have applied to my own short-term rental to enhance the guest experience and make the stays memorable. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. And if you have something that you do that's working really well, I'd love to know about that too, because I'm always looking for ways to improve myself as a host, to improve the guest experience, and just to make stays more fun and memorable. Thank you for watching.